time for a Skagit Valley Tulip Festival update, and joining us for that is Cindy Verge, the Executive Director of the Skagit Valley Tulip Festival. Cindy, good morning.
Good morning, Glenn. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We are getting down toward the last few days of April, the last few days of this year's Tulip Festival, but there are still some activities going on.
There are. And we're going out with a bang. Another nice weekend of weather. It says Saturday's going to be a little better than Sunday. Some showers around 60, which is usually a tremendous April weekend. We'll still have field tulips for people to drive by and see, and we'll also have tulips in the two gardens. Plus, there's still stuff going on.
Like what? What's coming up?
There's a scrapbooking meet in Burlington.
In Burlington?
At the Parks and Rec Center from 9 to noon. This is the first year event, so it'll be fun to see what happens with that. Burlington Parks Department has done some real creative things with the Tulip Festival, and most of the events have been very successful. And then? Can you say art and wine and chocolate?
I like that.
And tulips.
That's a great combination.
How can you beat that?
Yeah.
We've got a number of different art shows that are still going on and that will be going on through the 30th. And many of those have combined to do different things. So like at Christensen's Nursery and Azusa Nursery, two of our art shows have combined in those facilities. Then we have J&L Art Show at Tulip Valley Winery. So you can shop for plants, sip on wine, enjoy art, and have a great time. Also, the Art Bash has moved to the upstairs part of the farmhouse restaurant. So it's really neat to have these combination things, so it's not so many destinations for people to go to.
And what you know, if you're there for the art, you've got a great backdrop for that. If you're there for the wine, you've got a great backdrop for that. If you're there for the flowers, you've got a, you know, it's just what a great idea to combine these different elements of the festival together into these encompassing destinations.
It is nice, and then we've got standalones. Carpenter Creek is tucked away up in the hills in South Mount Vernon, and they've got some great things going on there. We've also got a new place in Mount Vernon. I always want to forget their exact name. It's called North Sound Brewing Company. It's on Highway 536, and they're making some great beer. I've sampled some of it.
Excellent. I'm looking at the listing we have here for wineries and breweries that are participating in the Tulip Festival, and some very good ones here. Anacortes Brewery, Rockfish Grill, Carpenter Creek, LaConner Brewing Company, North Sound Brewing Company, just mentioned Pasek Cellars Winery in Mount Vernon. They do some great dessert wines.
They do, and I should mention they're our official winery of the Tulip Festival. They've got a special label that has this year's poster on it for about 4 different varieties of wine. And you can sample our special Tulip Festival beer at the Rockfish.
Yes.
And it's very good.
Excellent. Skagit River Brewing Company as well, the Tulip Valley Winery. It's just wonderful opportunities out there to get out.
Plus you have things like you can go and visit Viva Farms out at the airport facility because they've got some really cool things going on with cooperative farming there. We've got, let's see, Golden Glen Creamery is doing tours.
Oh, nice. I didn't know they were doing the tours.
You can do that facility there. And that's really interesting because did you know what a lot of kids say when you say, "Where's milk from?"
I have no idea. What are
the
kids?
Grocery store.
The grocery store. Oh my.
And it's not.
No.
Milk and cheese are cows.
Yeah.
And cows, and so it's kind of cool to get people out and see. Okay, this is where our food stuff comes from, and Skagit Valley is just right on the cusp of all the food stuff in this area, and unfortunately, there's not many of our crop products that they can see this time of year. Our potatoes are just being planted. Most of the lettuce and berries and cucumbers.
They just aren't
all
ready
those are
yet.
late summer crops. So.
Well, perhaps another festival.
There's that little thing called the Fall Festival of Family Farms, kind of at harvest time, and we got Berry Dairy Days coming up. So there's a lot of things that folks can come out for as we progress through the seasons. The tulips are just the start of it.
I was going to say, the tulips are still out in bloom.
Oh, they are.
I mean, it's not, the tulips are not already gone. They're still here. There's plenty of opportunity to get out there.
Unusual. We've had really nice warm weekends. The tulip bloom was late. We've still had cool nights, so they've stuck around a long time. In fact, one field on Beaver Marsh Road just came into full bloom this week. And and the gardens, of course, both Tulip Town and Roosengarde, they planted so that they have blooms the whole month. And then many of the fields that Washington Bulb Company plants, they've put in some different varieties, so you have parts of the fields that they're still blooming. And even though they might have to, like I think there was one on the Best Road field called Kung Fu, was a brilliant scarlet red, and it bloomed early. So it's gone now.
Yeah.
It had to be topped, but there's still like 6 or 8 other varieties in that field.
Well, fantastic. So plenty of opportunities to get out there. I think this is a good opportunity to tell our listeners to head on over to the Tulip Festival website. Was it tulipfestival.org?
Yes, it is.
And because there are key points of interest, and you guys have a fantastic brochure as well that you can pick up at local businesses, which shows
the Whale.
exactly that. Stop by the Whale at 904 32nd Street and pick up a copy, because there's still plenty of things to do left in the festival. As even though we have just a few days left in the month, but plenty of things still left to do, and some key points of interest, and they're all in the brochure and on the Tulip Festival website.
And you can download a complete brochure from the website if you want one of your own.
Exactly. Cindy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate the update on the Skagit Valley Tulip Festival.